Welcome to Nebraska Preps Postgame with your hosts, Mike Sautter and Jacob Padilla.
Hey everyone, we're back with another episode of Nebraska Preps Postgame. Jacob Padilla, Mike Sautter here. We, a lot to talk about today, so we're going to try and not be here for an hour.
Yep, we got a girls' state tournament to recap and then look ahead to the boys. And
Right.
it was
It's a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot of basketball packed into 4 days, but it's always fun. Do you want to start with Class A right at the top?
Let's start with let's recap first, and then we'll look ahead up to the boys. But Millard West gets their first state title in, girls basketball state title in school history. Good game. I thought it was obviously competitive, and it was actually good. So, at the same time, it wasn't just a competitive game by the score. It was actually a pretty good game.
Yeah, 58-55 was the final there, and Millard West they fell behind in the first half.
Looked like it might be a little.
Was it 12 they were down by?
Yeah,
and then rallied to take the lead, and then held on at the end because Bellevue West continued to fight, gave themselves a chance, but down the stretch there, just Bellevue West twice they had possession, the chance to tie, take the lead, whatever, and they turned the ball over, could not get the ball inbounded from the side after Millard West used foul to give. So Millard West held on, and star of the game was by far Neely Gessert, who had struggled in the first two games. She had shot very poorly, considering how good she is. She had not played up to what she's capable of, and then saved her best for the biggest game. Yeah. And boy, did she show out there with 29 points, shot well.
With that little run there that she had in the
3 straight threes by herself.
Yeah, one of them was like, whoa, can't believe she hit that.
Well, and then in the fourth quarter, her and Nora Gessert hit back-to-back threes that were big to stretch the lead out to 8 and give them enough to hold on down the stretch as Bellevue West tried to battle back there. So double-double for Kylie Pabin.
She's like the key. I said it a couple times before. Kylie Pabin and Taylor Hansen are the keys for them because they do the toughness, grind at plays. And Taylor Hansen had a couple huge rebounds.
End of each quarters made plays.
And offensive rebounds that were and ones or and one opportunities. They were huge plays.
Yep. So they had 7 points, 7 boards, 3 assists. So 13 points and 10 boards for Pabin. And that was enough to get it done. Bellevue West, they had 18 from Danny Coyer, career high 3 threes. So senior there went out with her best game as a Thunderbird, but it wasn't quite enough. Naomi, they just couldn't ever really get going and keep it going. 11 points, 8 rebounds. Annika Russell Brown, 10 points, 4 boards, but Millard West was able to hold on there. And they marched to the final. They weren't really challenged in their first 2 games, either one. Yeah. I think probably the best game outside the championship of Class A was the Lincoln Southwest, Lincoln Southeast game that you were at there.
That was good.
On Wednesday night.
Yeah,
58-56.
It's just one of those where Kennedy Williams had a huge, she's just really good. She just goes hard at life, right? I mean, it really does. She got a lot of help there. You were going to say, go ahead.
Well, yeah, Eleanor Griffin went off, but I think she had 22 there to give them a chance,
right,
but
which is way above her average. And she was hitting a lot of short cornered shots and mid-range shots.
But Southwest ended up falling in the semis to Bellevue West in a competitive game. But Kennedy Williams, what she's playing through to probably shouldn't have been playing these last couple of weeks, but managed to gut through it and give her team a chance. She did all she could in that semifinal, and Bellevue West just had a little bit more. That's Class A. Congratulations to Millard West, and the bad news for the rest. I was going to say bad news for the rest of Class A is Nora and Neely Gessert and Kylie Pabin all back next year.
Yeah, should be back. Millard West will be right in the conversation next year for sure. Class B, Elkhorn North, 49-47 over Scott. That is 4 straight, which is pretty remarkable, actually. But this one was the toughest one.
Oh, by far.
Easily the toughest one. Scott actually had him beat. And
they were leading the entire way.
Yeah. Didn't get it done.
Defended Britt better than anybody maybe has ever
Kept
that I've seen.
Bodies out.
Yeah. What was it? Britt finished 17 points on 8 of 23 shooting.
12 rebounds, though. A lot of offensive rebounds for
Elkhorn North made 2 threes the entire game, went 2 for 10. But Elkhorn North found a way to rally in the fourth quarter. They held Scott to 6 points and got some points from some unexpected sources there.
Yeah, Reese Booth was big.
Reese Booth, Elkhorn North took the lead. Britt hit a pull up to break a tie, and then they added a free throw from Reagan Palmer to put them up 3. And then Scott, great play, flare screen for Peyton McCabe, knocked it down, tied it up,
shot.
And gave Elkhorn North kind of last possession chance to go for the win there, the tie game. Obviously, putting the ball in Britt's hands, and Reese went to set a ball screen, and defender just ran right through it in the bonus. So that put Reese at the line instead of giving Britt a chance to beat him, and stepped up there, I think after a timeout, and knocked down both. Just calm, knocked him down. And then on the defensive end, she was the one that contested Molly Ladwig and did a really good job.
Yeah, the fadeaway, rather than maybe just kind of should have just probably went for it instead of kind of tried to draw a foul there.
I think that's exactly because Reese did a good job of cutting her off, didn't let her pass, and force the contested step back.
Kara Kulasic was huge for them, for Elkhorn North. I mean, she had 2 and 1s in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And she came into the tournament averaging 2 points.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Like, that's totally unexpected, effort, play, bonus points, if you will, for Elkhorn North. But what a career for Britt Prince. I mean, it's fantastic.
Put a bow on it. This is what her state tournament run.
She's a phenom, by
in
the
the
way.
first round, 33 points, 16 rebounds, 5 assists. She became the second leading scorer all time in girls basketball. Then in the second round, 21 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists for a triple double.
Right.
And then in the final, again, didn't shoot well, but still 17 points, 12 assists, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, got the win. And she finished with 271 points in her state tournament career, which is tied with Jordan Hooper for second all time, behind Darcy Strack, who's also the all-time leading scorer. So that makes sense. One of the best we've ever seen. And teams were a little different. Certainly this one was very different than the previous couple. But Britt was the constant. Obviously, her classmates there or alongside her, but the way that she just continued to kind of maximize the players around her and give them chances. Stepped up and made the huge plays when needed to, but she never got to the point where I'm just scoring 40 every single game. Continued to set up her teammates, continued to just be a complete player. And that's the thing about Britt is I don't you talk about her, what is the weakness in her game? I don't know that there's anything that she can't do out there. Obviously can be more consistent in some areas. You can always get better, but I think anything you ask her to do, she can probably do it at a well enough level to help you win.
Maybe 3-point shooting, maybe.
I know,
but I'm just
she's a 40% shooter.
I know. I'm just trying to.
And that's what I'm saying. There's no answer. She handles, she defends, she rebounds, she passes, she shoots, she scores around the rim. Just don't take for granted what you've seen these last 4 years, because we're not going to see anything like it for a long time, I don't think.
Right. It's fantastic.
I think those were the highlights in Class B. The only other super competitive game was Beatrice 50, Norris 49, the rivalry game there. That thing went back and forth. Tight game, and Beatrice found a way to pull it out there to move on to the semifinals. And then they put up a fight there against
Beatrice was good.
Yeah.
They're gonna be good next year too.
Yeah, lot of young players there. But they put up a fight against Elkhorn North. They were leading in the second quarter, and then after Elkhorn North went on a huge run to take control, they fought back, got it down to 4 points in the fourth quarter. And then Elkhorn North closed it out there. But really good showing for the Lady Orange there in Class B as well. Class C1.
C1, yeah. C1 was Lincoln Christian, basically. dominated Sydney in a very low-scoring affair.
38-26.
Yeah,
which kind of was the trend of the day.
Yeah, for the other games.
Yeah,
very low scoring.
Yeah, not a lot of shots made.
8-5, 16-9 at half.
Yeah,
that wasn't great.
Yeah.
7 of 35 from the field for both teams combined in the first half. Not fun.
No,
but they won their first title. Lincoln Christian did since 2017. Had a little dip there. I mean, they were like on a nice, run
in control, and then kind of
yeah,
cooled off, but won their games by 12, 19, and 12.
Right.
It's a pretty impressive run there for Lincoln Christian. Maddie Kasbaum had a fantastic state tournament to lead them up. Kennedy Ailes has been kind of their leading scorer all season, but the forward inside, good size, but Maddie was the one that kind of took over.
Kasbaum was 15 of 18 from the free throw line.
Did not make a field goal, but led the team in scoring with 15 free throws. She's aggressive. Like, she is flying in there.
To the line. Yeah.
But shout out to Sydney, who they certainly had the most exciting state tournament run there.
Yeah, they're good.
40-38 in the first round on Carson Leeling's game-winning 3 at the buzzer. And then 37-35 in the semifinals. There against GICC to earn their place in the championship. That thing was tight down the stretch, and they made big plays to win it at the end. So strong run from Sydney, but Lincoln Christian just had too much there. Got anything else or?
Nah.
Move on to C2.
Yeah. UTAN.
Oh boy. Yeah.
A lot more offense there.
55-30, well, for one team. 55-36 for UTAN in the final. Really impressive game from the Dakota sisters, who almost outscored Crofton by themselves. Let's see. Yeah, Maylee Dakota had 19 points, 7 boards, 3 assists. And Moore Dakota had 16 points, 5 assists, 3 boards. And then they got double-double from Jay Lewis. I believe it's just sophomore, 10 points, 12 rebounds. So those 3 really kind of all showed out
Didn't trail
on the biggest
in the game, led for 30 minutes of the 32. They were up by 24 in the second half.
Yeah, helped Crofton at 27% shooting.
Yeah, first in school history state championship on the girls basketball. Pretty dominant, pretty dominant.
And congrats to UTAN, who they were in trouble early on in the semifinals.
Yeah,
they were down heading into the fourth quarter, and then used a 20-7 run in the fourth to win that game by 6. So they were in trouble, and they found a way to rally back into that, take down Bishop Newman, and then dominate the final. So really important stretch there for them, and that's definitely showing championship medal.
Yeah.
D2.
D1.
D1. Yeah.
Pender drops down, obviously, from C2 to D1, wins back-to-back state titles. They won C2 last year and D1 this year. They were the favorite all year, and that didn't really change, I guess. And pretty low scoring affair.
20 made shots between the two teams.
Yeah, not great.
No. 39-25 was the final.
Avery Wegner was pretty big for them, all tournament though, for Pender.
Birthday girl, winning a state title on her 18th birthday.
Senior.
Finished 9 points, 4 boards, the lone senior. So Pender again is going to be right back in the mix with all of her sisters and everybody else that'll be coming back for them.
I feel like we're going to have a lot of Dolliver talk in the next year in girls basketball, couple.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of Malcolm builds up with. Yeah.
They'll be all right.
Trust me. My Dolliver led the way, 16 points. So Pender kind of started the day off with the win. Again, they forgot what the scoring drought was, but Southern Valley went almost, was it 2 full quarters? Let's see.
It was 16-6 at one point, and in the half.
Yeah.
First half
they went up
it was
5-0, and then
first half was like, it was what I want to say at halftime. I can't remember off the top of my head or have the notes, but I want to say it was like 16-9 or 15-9 or something. at halftime.
Yeah.
So not great.
Sun Valley was up 5-4, 2.5 minutes to the game, and then didn't make another field goal until 90 seconds into the second half.
Yeah,
it went on a 12-1 run that spanned 3 different quarters to take a 16-6 lead. And the first shot that they finally made to break it was a banked-in 3.
Right.
So, yeah, that's definitely a defensive performance to remember there for the Pendragons to win their second straight title.
Yeah. Okay. D2 Overton. Natalie Wood was the story of the game. She had 23 rebounds.
And 14 points to lead her team as well. And
which we don't, by the way, we don't know. They haven't kept, they just don't keep a rebounding. Because I asked, like, in the fourth quarter, I was like, what is,
I was looking. Yeah, because not everybody has always kept stats. They just go with these score books. So that 2 field goals, 3 field goals, free throws, points, like anything that's in a traditional scorebook, that's the only thing they keep as official records.
It's definitely got to be up there for D2, I'm guessing.
I would think so.
Like, I would feel good about it being one of the most ever.
Yeah, certainly in the last while here. So, yeah. And some of those were huge in the fourth quarter. I think she had 2 straight offensive rebounds, one that she put back up for a score, and that was actually off a missed free throw. So they got a 3-point play out of it where her teammate got to the line, made the first, missed the second. She went up and got the rebound, put it back up, and then on the next possession they missed a shot. She grabbed another rebound, and it led to a Jolie Ryan bucket. And that was a huge stretch there in the fourth quarter to kind of give them a big enough lead to hold on down the stretch, as why not try to get back into it there. But yeah, she was fantastic there. Daisy Ryan added 11 points, went 3 of 6 from 3. And then both teams shot 33% from the field. So another one where offense wasn't pretty, but
until late, it kind of opened up late, but it was definitely a grind, like the whole game.
Yeah. 11 of those rebounds were on offense.
Right.
So they missed 30 shots and grabbed 20 offensive rebounds. That is insane.
I'll do it every time.
Yeah, that's how you win a championship there. So congrats to Overton to complete. So
first,
complete the volleyball girls basketball double.
All but one player was on the volleyball team.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And the best players were the best players on both.
Yeah.
So
that's how it works.
Truly a special group.
That's how it works in D2.
Yep. And truly a special group who won these are their first 2 titles. The volleyball was their first, and now the girls basketball. So they win it in a 4-month span. Really impressive run for that team there. And that was really the only close game in D2. So not a whole lot to talk about from the first few rounds. So that is the girls state basketball tournament. So
it was long, but it's over.
Yeah,
well, it was good. It really was good. I mean, I think the A and B games kind of definitely helped the championship Saturday day, because if those were duds, then it'd be like, but that
definitely was the theme. Like, offense just wasn't. I don't know, the big arena, the sight lines, what maybe. It may be, like the pressure, the 3 games in 3 days for some, 3 and 4 others. But definitely not the most offensive state tournament that we've seen. But in the end, defense wins games as well. And we got 6 state champions crowned because of it.
Yeah. All right. Let's look ahead to the boys for a little bit. We can't spend a ton of time here, but we can definitely look at it. So Class A is the field is set. Bellevue West is the one. Prep gets in
somehow sneaks in at the 8th spot after losing their district final.
When they lost that district final, they would have needed
like three different
teams
results
to lose. And they all won. Central winning helped them. Omaha North winning helped them, and Gretna Kearney wouldn't have mattered. Actually,
they were out. The loser was out no matter what. And that that was the game of the.
It was incredible.
I was at North Papio South, and that was pretty impressive what North did.
Right,
they held Papio South to 2 points in the fourth quarter to come back and win it. After
same thing that happened to them I was at the game when they played at North in December or January, whenever that was. Same thing happened.
Yeah,
like they came back and beat them.
So North, tough team, mentally tough team to get back, because they gave up 24 points in second quarter. Papio South hit 7 threes in the quarter, just run. They got up 18 points, and they rallied from an 18 second half point lead to win and punch their ticket to state.
We're very much so Bellevue West and Prep play. We were at the game that they played at Bellevue West. We both were, and it was Bellevue was pretty much dominated.
Prep put up a good fight throughout but Bellevue West was kind of in control throughout the second half. They never quite got within striking distance, but Prep's
Prep
gonna
is
have to
now
play much better.
Prep is now in Coach Lukey's favorite position. Nobody's picking them to win. Nobody wants them to win. Nobody's picking them to win. They're the ultimate underdog right now. And Coach Lukey, if I know one thing, he is going to lean real hard into that. Really, really hard into that. Since the bracket came out, I guarantee you there has been multiple conversations about no one's giving us a chance.
Yeah, without a doubt. As we said, going into the season, guard play is going to be the key. They need to get something out of the backcourt.
Right.
And Caleb Jasu, senior starter for them, been sidelined for a while now. So
that's tough.
Yeah, that it's hurt. That hurts, losing one of their perimeter scoring options, but they need everybody else to step up there.
Yeah.
And then good old OPS showdown there.
OPS,
4-5 game.
Hey man,
North Central again.
If you want to be at one game, for everything outside of the game, on Wednesday, be at the North Omaha Central game at 3:15. Actually, get there for warm-ups, because you never know what you're gonna see. That one's gonna be, that's I don't know, we want to talk about rivalry and all of the stuff outside of basketball.
Some players that played together and now are going against each other that have been teammates for a long time.
All of the stuff outside of basketball. That's it right there.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the game you want right there. And they're 1-1 against each other this year, right?
I think so.
Is that right? They lost early, maybe. North did, and then North just beat them a couple weeks ago. I feel like that's the case. Right. If I'm wrong, sorry, but I feel like that's the case. I really, really do. I don't know why I feel that way, but no, the story there is Delron Thomas, right? The starting point guard for Central. He left North to go to Central for his senior year. Yeah, it's
and be matching up with Minor Strong, who he used to share the backcourt with, and those two summer teammates, and
right.
So that'll be fun to watch them go at it. So it was 59-39 North in the first meeting, or Central in the first meeting, then 56-52 North in the second. So this is a rubber match here. So that'll be fun. And then, a 2-7 Millward North Gretna. Those are two of the probably four best teams in the state. And Gretna gets in as a 7 seed because of just the way the season played out. And like you said, they had a just super emotional district final there in Kearney.
Let me tell you something. You know what I'm not going to do? Count Gretna out at all.
Nope.
Not even remotely in the conversation of counting them out.
I think Bill Hurd said it best with his interview with you. If you hadn't seen that, go look at Mike's Twitter feed. He said the Dragons are like their coach.
Yeah.
Talking about Brad Feakin there, just resilience. Quit. Yeah. The way they continue to battle and managed to punch their ticket in again. Everybody knew it was a win or go home game. Like there was no chance at a wild card for the loser there. So to go to Kearney and win that game again, best atmosphere in the state out there.
Yeah, it was
sold out house. So certainly got that experience under the belt now, and you don't want to doubt them. But Millward North has been top 2 team all season. They're the only team that's beaten Bellevue West this year. Really well-rounded veteran group there. So it's going to be a tough. Somebody's going to have to. Cade Cook and Derek Rollins. That's going to be a huge matchup there.
The guard. The guard play is something too. Mosser, Pekorski, Wilcox, and all these dudes know each other so well.
Played with and against each other throughout their careers.
It's gonna be probably like the other guys, right, in that game.
Yeah.
Where you have like a Joey Veith gonna step up in that moment, or Major Mosser was fantastic in their district final loss win over Southwest. He was awesome. Took 2 charges.
Yeah. See, that's
had a block at the rim.
They actually do match up pretty well in terms of just Pekorski and Gaith both really playmaking point guards. Wilcox and Mosser knockdown shooters. Urbanic and Alec Wilkins, not necessarily the leading scorers, but they're capable of stepping up with a big game. You got Moni and Veith, who are both the tough guys, the hustle guys that are going to make all the little plays. And then you got Rollins and Cook inside as kind of the versatile. And which
one of those guys maybe hits a couple threes or something, right? Steps up.
Rollins hit 5 threes
5 for 5 in the district final from 3. You're gonna have to guard him out there.
So that feels like a semi or a final, and we're getting that in the first round.
That's gonna be really good.
And then Westside Lincoln Southeast is the final quarterfinal there. Yeah, rematch from one of Westside's losses early in the season. So you know the Warriors are going to be up for this one for sure. They're going to have some revenge on their mind in addition to the winner go home aspect of the state tournament. So I'd be very surprised if we don't see Westside play their best of the season, and Southeast is going to have to match that. I'll say it this way. 40 points isn't going to be enough to win this one for Southeast. So they're going to have to score a little bit more than they did in the district final. But again, they held Prep to 38. So, they can lock up on defense. So that's the Class A. Again, I think some really good matchups there. Looking forward to seeing the semis and the final. I think those will be really fun. The top of the class is pretty strong. So in Class B.
Hey, before we get to that, though, you need to use your seatbelt. You got to make it click. This message from the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The only upset in districts for Class B was Platteview, game-winning 3 from
they were
Riley,
down
I believe.
17.
Yes.
Came back and win.
Yeah. So they get in there as the 8 seed, and they'll take on Crete, who Ben Ehlers played in their district final.
Oh, really? Well,
he did. He is pushing off surgery until after the season. He's not. I don't think you're going to expect 20 and 10 out of him coming in there, but he played like 13 minutes or something in that district final. Like he got out there and played a little bit. So
what kind of a knee brace are you?
Yeah, seriously. And he said got in there and the swelling went down and said not really hurting him too much. Like and gave him the go ahead to give it a shot. So that's if nothing else, that's a huge emotional lift. Just to be able to have him back out there with them. Again, I don't know how many minutes he's going to play.
Plattview's size is something.
And that's where Crete kind of has an edge over a lot of teams is they go like 6'4" taller across the board, and they got like 6'4", 6'6" coming off the bench. You add Ehlers back into that's another 6'6" guy there. Right. But yeah, Plattview's got a lot of size there as the 8 seed there. Getting in there at 14 and 10 first year under new coach. To get back there post Connor Milliken is an impressive feat there for the Trojans for sure.
Absolutely. They lost a ton.
Yeah.
Trey Mosman was good for them. Remember last year, like in the state tournament? Some big shots.
The whole team, that's Ryman Zebert's the only guy back.
They were for them to get back to state after losing what they lost. That's huge.
Yeah. And then the 4 or 5 is Scott Elkhorn.
It's a good matchup.
That's we saw that during the regular season. Like that's again another game that feels like a semifinal.
Matchup pretty. Elkhorn matches up pretty well. Can throw
size
at Brock. Like it's
with Lansky and Peterson inside with going
Brock
against
Scholl and George Zebo well too.
Yep. So again, it'll be guard play. Elkhorn's guards are talented, but a little kind of up and down. Like they need them to be locked in there.
Scott's guards just
same deal.
Solid.
Yeah.
Like that's all they need them to do. Yep. And just be solid.
Play through Brock.
Don't turn it over a ton. Just be solid.
And then 2-7 is North Bennington. North
interesting matchup.
22 and 2. Bennington, they've looked really good at stretches. They've kind of need some time to figure things out. They have dealt with some injuries that have cost them 2 would-be starters. But here they are in the state tournament, and you can never doubt the toughness of that team with what they've accomplished this season and before this year.
They played, but they played twice.
Yeah.
The one was a 25-point win because that was in December.
Yeah.
Which
then the second one much more competitive.
Not 9-point game, 9-point game.
So, and it was close late, and I think they pulled away. And I think that's the game where they lost one of their starters to injury there and had to kind of reconfigure after that. But
it'll be
round 3.
That one will be pretty close.
Yep. And then Scottsbluff Roncalli is the 3-6 there. Scottsbluff wins their way in there and earns a 3 seed.
Size
West.
will be a thing.
Scottsbluff, a lot of guard play there. Roncalli's got Brady McGill, the senior Brady McGill, who went off
1,000 points.
Good basketball player as well. And then they got Brooke Shetler, who provides some size as well. Guard play, it'll be Nate Kelly and Riley Meininger for Scottsbluff are kind of their go-to players. Kelly's kind of done everything for them all season, sophomore, and then Meininger is a kid who can really get hot. He's had multiple 30-point games this year. Shooting really well from 3. So those are going to be the key players there for Scottsbluff that Roncalli will have to kind of keep in check.
Let's run through the other. C1 is going to be a war. Concordia is good. I mean, everybody. You could. Malcolm
is the only one that got an upset, but they're 19-7, and
right. But they upset Sydney.
Yeah,
they traveled in the middle, met in the middle to beat Sydney on that one. So they get in. They get Concordia team that is pretty good.
Yeah. Ogallala Wahoo, a heck of a game. Ashland Greenwood.
How
Donovan
many points
Trumbull.
will be in the Wahoo Ogallala game? What's the what do you? Someone's getting in. It could be in the 70s.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see
80s.
how much Wahoo uses the zone, the 1-3-1, and kind of how that impacts what Ogallala wants to do in terms of the run. And if they can beat the zone down the court and get shot up early, then you don't have to worry about it. So that'll be interesting to see. Kind of
could be just fast
styles there,
game.
But
super fast paced game.
Then Ashland Greenwood, Donovan Trumbull again. That's a 2-7, but that's a tough.
Yeah,
that's a tough matchup there.
Really good game.
And then Auburn DC West, which we saw before. That was a close game until Auburn kind of pulled away in the fourth quarter with some lockdown defense there.
That one at Devaney at 3:15 on Thursday.
Yeah.
Wednesday could be about 35 to 32 also.
Yeah.
Could be more points, but that environment and the pressure and all that one feels like both teams defend extremely well. So inner physical, that one could be a grinder.
Yeah, Concordia is a 1 seed. Ogallala Wahoo, both really talented. Obviously, Ashland Greenwood, Auburn have been there many, many times. You can't doubt the champs there that
I'm telling
won.
You, C1 is anybody.
It's been that way for 5 years now. It feels like,
there isn't a clear.
No, it's been I think the most competitive class over the last handful of years. There,
Auburn's
year in and year
tough,
out.
Though, man. Mav Binder has played really well this year.
Yep.
Okay, C2, Bridgeport gets in. Interesting, right? Amherst though has been there
before. Cage Hadwiggers.
Yeah, I mean Amherst and Lincoln Lutheran have been basically the number 1 team all year.
Yeah. And Lincoln Lutheran's a 6 seed just because
they're right.
The 8 losses because they kept playing the toughest teams in C1 and B and really challenging themselves. So
Cross County has some size.
Yeah, with Tanner Hollinger there.
Norfolk Catholic is just a bunch of athletes. Could see them winning over Ponca. Could see that happening. I mean, D1, St. Pat. It's D1's going to be St. Pat's or Johnson Brock. Ainsworth, obviously.
Those were the finalists last year.
Yeah,
expect
Ainsworth has 7 losses, but a lot of those were without Carter Nelson because he was at football stuff. So feel okay about them. And DCS was in the semi last year?
Yep, I believe so.
So
Jackson Kirchhoff leading the way there.
Yeah. That game actually would be pretty good. Be a lot of people there. Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Yeah, PBA.
10:45 on
Thursday.
Yep. Yeah, there's gonna be some just people, a lot more media there too than normal for a D1 game.
Yeah,
just
Carter Nelson.
Yeah, football people.
Yeah. All right, and then finally in D2, Shelton, 23-1.
Well, for St. Francis, we talked about them a little last week, but them getting in is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Upset Osceola in the sub districts. So yeah.
Yep.
So they won the sub district, and then they win the district game to make it. And then here you go, you get the number one team.
23-1 Shelton with Riley Bombeck, who is a triple double threat anytime.
I'm never betting against Eric Kessler though. Yeah. I know that.
And Maywood Hayes Center is a 2 seed. They've Jeremiah Ingeson's skilled 6'6" kid. Hayden Farr's a
how about
veteran.
SEM's year this year? Football, basketball, volleyball.
Yeah, I was gonna say volleyball too.
Right.
They've been on
pretty good for a small school like that. It's been really good.
100%. So, and then O'Neill St. Mary's is a 5th place in Why Not in the first round. Gage Hedstrom has had a fantastic season. Why
Not had a good year. Speaking of sports too. I mean, you look at girls basketball, volleyball. I think they were in it, and the football team made a deep run.
So that's the way it seems to work with these the small school classes. You just get a couple really good classes stacked together, and you can make a run in multiple sports.
Maywood Hayes Center has been on the cusp the last handful of years,
and now their guys are seniors. So
Coach Hamilton does a really good job there. So we'll see.
We will be there all week, bringing you coverage of the boys state tournament. Just kind of same thing we did with the girls. We're going to be bringing you interviews, highlights, recaps, live tweeting, giving you updates. Just going to cover the whole thing wall to wall all week long. So
I ain't leaving. I ain't going nowhere. What's that from?
Got an Airbnb down in Lincoln.
Yeah. What's that from though? No, it's Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
A Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, that's it.
It's something like that.
I ain't leaving. Yeah. I ain't going nowhere.
We are leaving now.
We are leaving right now.
Yeah, this has been Nebraska Preps post game. We'll be back next week to recap the boys state final and put a cap on the basketball season.